You need to kind of go down like this.
Okay.
All right. Or move the camera again.
No, we're... Oh, I forgot we're rolling, aren't we?
We are rolling.
Okay. All right. Let's give ourselves, for real, let's give ourselves a countdown here. 3.
Welcome to another episode on our channel. We have a special guest, my trader husband with the Kansas City Chiefs shirt on. But he did make me a lion. Anyway, and we have the same standings, don't we? 8-3.
Yeah. You got beat by Green Bay, you know that, right?
It was Thanksgiving in Detroit. If they're thinking about doing this, what do they need to know to start?
You need to know a great many things. Probably the good place to start is what do you want to print? It doesn't make a lot of sense to go out and buy a printer and resin, spend a few $100s, only to find out that you can't print what you want to print. What? What?
I was falling asleep on you. You didn't even notice I was doing
No, I'm looking at the camera.
I was going like...
Oh. Oh, this is going to take a while. All right.
Don't raise your eyebrows up. It looks weird. Okay. Look better. Welcome to another episode on our channel. We have our husband here. That didn't sound right. Oh, we have my husband here. Okay. First, what you need in order to get started.
I guess the first thing is, what do you want to print? If there are no models available for you to buy or download for free or whatever, it doesn't make a lot of sense to go out and spend a lot of money on a printer. But let's say that you have models. Obviously, you're going to need printer. Mm-hmm. You're going to need resin. You're going to need a way to, it's called post-processing.
Okay. And you kind of done the math over the course of time.
Yeah, and in fact...
So now these are pennies.
Exactly. I didn't have to do the math.
The
software that you use to create a 3D print out of a 3D model, if you plug in, that's not a good look for you, babe. Sorry. You plug in the numbers, it'll tell you, including the supports, how much resin you've used, and give you a ballpark figure
on how much it costs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And something like this would be pennies, you said, on the
15, 20 cents.
Okay. And something like this would be in the same ballpark?
Probably, yeah.
And this would be a little bit more.
Yeah, if you don't, I remember this distinctly. This is the software that you use to print it with. Mm-hmm. You can take a model and make it hollow on the inside. This is only, I don't know if you can hear that or not.
It's hollow.
It's hollow.
Mm-hmm. But it's full of substance.
Yeah. It was $1.50, $2 to print, but if it had been solid.
I'm sorry.
If it had been solid, I remember it would have been about $8. If it had been solid. But there's no reason to make it solid. It just isn't.
But they are solid.
Not through. It's hollow.
But the lines are solid.
For the first time in 60 years, they probably are.
And since I've been alive. So are there different types of resin
Yes.
that they need to know about?
Yeah. There's all kinds of resins. Within the context of 1/6 scale, I would not choose a hard resin because hard resins are by nature brittle.
So you want it to bounce off the table, basically.
Yeah, well, basically.
Like that.
You want it to...
And not break.
To do this. The term is tough resin. You got hard resin and tough resin.
Okay.
The downside, downside...
tough resin.
They want tough resin.
Okay.
Downside, not quite the detail as a hard resin, but almost.
So as tough as this is.
Yeah, I use tough resin with that because that's all I buy. The resin that I use is from...
And every so often, you kind of have to do something to the model to make it work. But your advice to them, if they were to get a model, what would they be looking for before they made a purchase of a model?
Make sure that it is designed for 3D printing.
And how would they know that?
Well, on Thingiverse, it's almost a guarantee.
Okay.
The most common file format for 3D printing is the .stl.
STL.
Stereolithography, I think is what it stands for. You know, like you needed to know that.
Sort of like standard listening time.
Yeah. But I kind of have a background in 3D animation modeling stuff, so I don't care what format it is. By and large, I can fix defective models.
Oftentimes you can get things under $10.
Oh,
correct?
Yeah.
All right.
But you really have to be careful. One thing on CG Trader that they just started was you can delimit your search for printable models.
Okay.